مروان بكتابك عنوانه رفيق الحريري وقدر لبنان، ليش عم تربط مصير لبنان برفيق الحريري وكأنه هيك بالعنوان؟
لأنه نحن اليوم
هل المشروع يعني مصير المشروع مربوط بالشخص؟
هالعنوان لما وضعته ما كنت شايف انه راح يكون حقيقي قد هلا، لأنه من وقت مقتل رفيق الحريري وواضح انه قدر لبنان صار معلق على ازاله هالشخص. لو رفيق الحريري اليوم حي معنا، لبنان ما هو محل ما هو، قطعا ما هو محل ما هو. فلذلك هالتسميه هاي سبحان الله كيف طلعت انه هالزلمه مستقبل لبنان كان مربوط فيه كثير، مستقبل لبنان دهور الى الأسوأ في قتلة رفيق الحريري، وربما هو هذا الثمن اللي اضطر يدفعه عن لبنان. ولكن لو عارف انه النتيجة رح تكون كما هي، ربما كان الله نجانا وراح وقعد برا بدل ما واظه ويضل هون. وانا كنت من الناس اللي ضلوا يقولوا له اعمال معروف اترك، اعمال معروف اترك من ايلول 2004. وانا بقول له
استشهاده ما غير كمان بقدر لبنان؟
معلوم غير، بس يعني برهن لنا مرسال قديش حقيقه في حقد على مشروع رفيق الحريري لارجاع لبنان للحظيره الدوليه.
صحيح.
فانه قالوا لك منشيل رفيق الحريري وخلي الاقتتال يمشي بين الكل.
برانت يعني اليوم بنلاحظ من بعد 3 سنوات على استشهاد رفيق الحريري يعني صار في احداث كثير، احداث امنيه وسياسيه وتطورات. هل الموضوع تحقيق الدوله، المحكمه الدوليه بعده اساسي بالنسبه لكم؟
Oh, I think the international community has expressed frequently its support for the tribunal into those who might have been responsible for the assassination of Rafic Hariri. But I think that the international tribunal has clearly been made to be seen is that this is a long process. I think that anybody who looks at the clock of passing days since the assassination of Mr. Hariri will realize that this is a very long process. There are some people who believe that it will lead to truth, it will lead to the closing of that file and all the other unsolved files of a murder in this country. And there are others who believe that the tribunal in itself is a mechanism that can break the country. So you have differing senses of opinion there, which reflect, partly at least, the divide that we have today that leads to the paralysis. I think that if Rafic Hariri could see what was going on today in Lebanon, he would be deeply shocked and deeply in a state of open-ended sorrow for what has happened to this country since his death, because all that's going on today really flies in the face of what Hariri himself had repeatedly told any journalist who cared to listen to him, that he wanted to stop, that he wanted to change forever the way that Lebanon conducted its political and economic affairs. So I think that he will be turning over in his grave today as a result of what's happening with the paralysis in this country and the ongoing deadlock.
مارسيل، يعني اليوم كمان بعد 3 سنوات من استشهاد رفيق الحريري، هل بتعتقد انه في تشويه لا يزال التركه اللي تركها رفيق الحريري سياسيه واقتصاديه؟
يعني في محاوله لضرب المشروع اللي اشتغل عليه رفيق الحريري، اللي هو سياده واستقلال لبنان، خاصه لما كل يوم تقري اكثر فاكثر يا زلمه شو كان عم يعمل لهذا المشروع السياسي اللي له استقرار لبنان، سمعه لبنان، ثقه العالم بلبنان، سياده هذا البلد. انا بعتقد الضرب لا يزال قائم، يعني محاولات تشويه هذا المشروع لا تزال قائمه، ومحاولات ضرب يعني السلم الاهلي، الوحده الوطنيه، عم نشوفها كل يوم. المشروع الدولي ونولي حلم فيه رفيق الحريري، يعني كنا نقول انه اوكي باستشهاد رفيق الحريري يمكن بلشنا نحلم باستقلال لبنان، ولكن اليوم حتى في تجرؤ على المس بثوابت آمن فيه رفيق الحريري. يعني في شغلات نحن بعالم شرقي بنقول حرام الدق بميت، حرام الدق بشهيد. اليوم في تجرؤ على هذا الموضوع، حتى انه صار في اسئله ببعض الممنوعات اللي احنا كنا بنقول هيدي بتمس يعني بشهدائنا باللي قدموا دمهم كرمال البلد. اليوم لا، بعد المشروع لضرب هذا يعني هذا الحلم كان اسمه رفيق الحريري قائم.
بدي أختم برنامج ترانزيت بحوار مع لارا مارلو، واللي هي الصحفية أو وحدة من الصحفيين القلائل اللي كانوا كمان قراب من الرئيس رفيق الحريري، واللي أجرت مقابلة قبل استشهاده ومن ثم نشرتها من بعد استشهاده، وتحدث فيها بدنا نحكي معها عن ظروف هذه المقابلة والظروف اللي حكى فيها بوقتها. رح أختم هالحلقة مع هذه المقابلة مع لارا، وبشكر مروان وبرانت ومارسيل كمان على وجودكم معنا بهالحلقة. مشاهدينا تذكروا لما تطفوا الشاشة الأحداث ما بتوقف. ترانزيت الأسبوع المقبل نفس الشاشة نفس الوقت.
The last time I saw Rafic el Hariri was on the 5th of January 2005, 6 weeks before he was assassinated. I had got to know him quite well because I was the Time magazine bureau chief in Beirut while he was prime minister for many years, and he'd been very helpful to me, and I interviewed him many times, and I continued after I moved to Paris in 1996. I continued to see him perhaps once a year. And of course, by the beginning of 2005, Resolution 1559 had been passed in the Security Council. There was a lot happening in Lebanon, and so I went to see him at his home on the Place d'Iéna. It was in the morning. He was in a very good mood. He was quite exuberant because he believed that the Syrians were at last going to leave Lebanon. He believed that because of Resolution 1559, because for the first time in 30 years, he said, the international community has decided the Syrians must leave. He said that the Syrians had done some good things for Lebanon, but like your mother and father, just because they raise you doesn't mean that they should control your life forever. He talked about what had happened since he had resigned as Prime Minister in October of 2004. He said that he was very gently and slowly taking his Mustaqbal movement over to the opposition, but he was doing it in a very cautious way. He said, I'm doing it in a Lebanese way. I have 2 deputies who are attending the meetings of the Democratic Front, he said. He said, my radio and TV station are giving them a lot of coverage. He said, the ground is shifting, Syrian power is crumbling. Beyond a doubt, I will be in the opposition. But he said he had not made this known yet. He had not said it publicly, but he was giving the Syrians one last chance. He wanted to solve it diplomatically, as it were. And he was in discussions with them at the time. Now, he did not want me to write a word of this. He said to me repeatedly, don't betray me, Laura, don't write this. He suggested, actually, that I interview Samuel Kassir and Walid Jumblat on the telephone, both of whom I interviewed, and they said much the same thing that Rafic el Hariri said. But he really believed that the Syrian troops would withdraw. He said it's a dream, but it will come true. He also said that the real problem was not the 14,000 Syrian troops who were in Lebanon. He said the problem was the Mukhabarat, who intervened in many ways. And he recounted to me how President Bashar al-Assad had said the previous year, I alone have the right to choose the president of Lebanon, not the Lebanese. And I asked him too about the attack on the attempted assassination against Marwan Hamadeh of the previous October. And he said, and I quote him directly, at the very least they let it happen, at the most they ordered it. Those were his exact words. He felt that the Syrians had made a mistake in reappointing President Emil Lahoud. He said, if they want to commit suicide, let them. And I found, rereading my notes from the interview today, that he was perhaps overconfident in George W. Bush and the French. He really had this belief that the international community would somehow help Lebanon, save Lebanon. He said that the U.S. ambassador to Beirut had told Bashar al-Assad that if there was any violence in Lebanon, he would be held responsible.